presents an imaginative day of artist expression, April 18th, starting at 3 p.m. Enjoy Louisiana artists and musicians like Damon Batiste. This is a 21 and up event. General admission is $50 with tables available for purchase. Come experience the culture.
Hey, did you know Long's Products is a family-owned janitorial supply with mops, brooms, trash bags, and they even have food service disposables, carry-out plates, and to-goes? Check us out.
Good evening, Central Louisiana. I'm Jack, and this is a special edition of Let's Talk show here on Urban Cast. We're here at the 8 o'clock hour. Tonight's conversation is made possible by our silver sponsor, Arcadian Ambulance. We appreciate their continued commitment to supporting meaningful conversations in our community. Right now, we're focused on Resonance Cultural Arts Initiative's inaugural cultural arts show happening Saturday, April the 18th at the Lagniappe Theatre. The doors are going to open at 3 p.m. The show starts at 4 p.m. and there's going to be a smorgasbord of arts that are going on. I had the opportunity to interview the chef, and that was a fun interview. And tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about spoken word. We're continuing the series of conversations with the full lineup of the events that are going to happen on that evening. Tonight, we're joined by Jerrica Jae Franklin, a spoken word poet, author, curator, who will be featured during the evening. If you're watching live, drop your questions in the comments, and we might bring them in for Jerrica to answer them or what have you. Jay, I'll let you introduce yourself to our audience over here at Urban Cast.
What is up, Urban Cast? My name is Jerrica Jae Franklin. I'm so excited to be on here, seeing that I am from Alexandria. I'm very, very familiar with your work and all that you contribute to the community. So thank you for having me. I am a spoken word poet. I'm an author. I'm a songwriter. I'm an event curator. I do a plethora of things, but for the most part, people know me to be a poet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Jay, where are you right now?
I currently reside in Opelousas, Louisiana.
Oh, okay. You're down the road. Okay. Well, this is the moderns of technology today. You don't have to be right here in Ellick to have a conversation with us. You know? And you keep up, and I assume you keep up with what's going on in Alexandria over here at Urban Cast.
Very much so. It is my due diligence. So yes, I keep up with everything going on. My family is still in Alexandria, so it's nothing to make a phone call. So yeah.
All right, I hear you. So Jay, take us back to the beginning when you started writing at the young age of 8 years old. What was that moment? What was going on in your head when you felt like I need to be doing poetry and all of this kind of good stuff?
I'll tell you the truth. To be honest, at the time, I did not know what I was writing. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. I just was a child who had a lot of feelings. I had a lot of feelings, and I tell you, a lot of people aren't aware, but I had a little speech impediment as a child called cluttering. So it's when the words they don't come out orally the way they are positioned in your head. Mm-hmm. It's a little hard to convey your own thoughts and feelings because you have to really, really think and be conscious of what you're saying before you speak. Mm-hmm. So that was a little tough for me, but I knew how to write. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I knew how to write. I couldn't talk, but I could write. And it was the way I would express myself to even my parents. I would write letters to my parents. about things I was thinking and feeling, and yeah. Um, I'm so glad that I discovered this part of myself early, and I had a chance to share at least a piece of that with my mother before her passing. So yeah, it
Cluttering.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to do some research on cluttering. After this interview this evening. But it's really good you were able to identify, this condition of, and I might use the wrong word, so don't beat me up too bad. But
Mm.
to learn how to deal with it, and then end up in a situation where all of that's behind you. It's almost just like sometimes when you're working with a child that's autistic, and their minds are moving much faster than we are.
Yes.
And they're and really it's us that's the problem. We can't
Yes,
keep.
yes. They have such beautiful minds. Such
Right.
beautiful minds.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And it's quite disheartening sometimes when you're in a world who puts this label on you, um, called normal, and society sets a standard of what normal is meant to be. And all that truly means is people wanting you to conform, right? And you're not. And some way you get put into a box that has like a negative connotation. It's quite disheartening. But yes, I'm so glad you brought up that point. Like, they're not the problem. We are. Yes.
Look, I'm telling you, and I say that because I have a little nephew that's autistic, and at one point he was labeled as possibly going to be a problem child, and he's on AB honor roll now, and mainstream right in with the other kids. But once the diagnosis was made and people began to understand what was actually going on, and it's just, yeah. And I think a lot of times we need to do a better job at identifying our differences, and then addressing those differences. So listen, see, there I go, going off on a tangent, and I didn't mean to go
You're
there.
fine. You're fine. It's organic.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay.
You shared that poetry became both a refuge and a voice after losing your mom, in some documents. How did that shape your identity as an artist?
I'll be honest. That was the toughest moment of my life, early. And again, like I said, I was a child with a lot of feelings. My mom died when I was 10 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine, being a child, and so much transition going on at that time for me. It was a really dark time. And I realized in that moment that I didn't like my reality, right? And when I began to write, it was kind of me writing about where I wanted to be rather than where I was. Even the Bible says itself, write the vision, make it plain. And I guess in my own little way, I was manifesting a brighter day, a brighter time in my life. I was really trying to write myself out of my situation. And so I realized that it became not only my refuge, but it became my superpower, if you will. Because I learned early that there's not only power in the tongue, but power in the pen. You put, a pen to something. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's
That's something we realize over here too. What we say, it matters in the
mm-hmm.
community. different things.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. When did you realize this was more than just writing and that it was your purpose?
Mm. Phew. When did I realize it was more? So I'm gonna be transparent with you because it's all I know how to be, right? Um, so
Frank, that's the word. Look, that's the word, Frank, right?
you better know it.
Uh-huh.
So I'll be honest. Um, after my mom died, life, as you can imagine, was pretty dark. And I keep going back to that moment because it was a pivotal moment in my life. And during that moment, again, I didn't have much to say. Even at school, I was always mentally somewhere else. But I could write. And I knew that this was more when my teachers would put my work in contests and I wouldn't even know. And they would just come back and tell me like, yeah, you won that contest. I'm like, won what contest? Yeah, I put your poem and your paper that you did. You remember that paragraph I told you to write? And yeah, they had a little, and I'm like, oh. And I tell you, it took a teacher. It took a lady by the name of Miss Barbara Terrell, right? Minister Barbara Terrell. To be in a classroom one day, and she gave me a journal. I still have that journal. And she gave it to me and she told me it was something about me and my writing, and she wanted me to continue. And it was just something about someone seeing something in me. You know, many times children, and we don't believe this, and it's not intentional, but many times when you're in a mass, when you're dealing with a mass amount of children, you know, there are some that just kind of fall through the cracks. They don't get as much attention, you know, as you know, others. And I was kind of that child. And people knew more of my situation afterwards than my gifts and my talents and whatnot. And it just took someone seeing me for the first time because of my writing that made me go, oh, I'm special after all. What I'm doing might be something after all. Yeah. Yeah.
Your work is known. You know, I know when I was doing my little research and things of that nature, is known for uh, being emotionally honest and just being frank. What does that mean to you?
Emotional honesty. God. It's just what it says. I tell you, I think the thing that can be respected or admired about my work is, and I say this because this is all I've ever been. All I've ever been was a Black woman, so I can only speak for Black women. We live in a society where Black women are told to function. We don't have time to feel, we function. No matter what's going on, we function. And the work that I create, it liberates us. It is well, that's my hope. I say the things that people are thinking but don't say, or don't have the opportunity to say, that we feel, that we think, that we see, you know, that we regret. I touch on all those things, all the unsaid, all the unspoken emotions of women, of women healing, of people healing, of Black people, of my people, people from little towns like mine, Alexandria,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Opelousas, all these little places. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an advocate. Um, and so yeah, I think that's what that means, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
And be unapologetic about it.
yeah. Well, look, I mean, the brutal, honest truth.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to deal with it, but it is sometimes what we need. And
Hmm.
I applaud you because we from a mindset standpoint, a lot of times we're taught not to shine and to not to say a certain thing, be a
Yeah.
certain way, and conform to a certain thing. And it's a lot of that in our community. You know what I mean? And you just learning how, saying you couldn't talk but you could write and put it down, and just put it down and make it simple like that. That's awesome to know that. How would you and I think you kind of, I was going to ask you, how do you describe that style to someone hearing about you for the first time?
Oh,
Oh, you keep
my
doing that
style.
now. Well,
Look, I'm a character. I'm very animated. um, my style. I am creatively. I want you to paint this picture in your head.
okay.
It's like Jill Scott meets Tupac and Suge Avery.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's soul, it's depth, it's honest. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's whimsical, and it's sweet when it needs to be sweet.
Okay.
And yeah, it's moving. Yeah.
Yeah. If when you look at, you've been moving quietly, but doing some serious stuff out here, and you've been featured across Louisiana, highlighted on a multitude of platforms. What moment stands out as a turning point for you?
Mm, I hate to keep referencing death in a way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's my truth.
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced a lot of losses, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
deep losses. Um, I think in 2021, I lost someone really, really special to me. And it was something I never imagined. And that same night, I had to perform. And I
Mm.
performed. And every weekend after, the weekend afterwards, I performed. And the weekend after that, I performed. And so on and so on. And I did that for approximately 2 to 3 months. Every weekend, I
Mm-hmm.
performed. And I performed with a heavy spirit and a broken heart. Um, and that is when I knew. And I gave, um, in spite of everything that was going on, I still gave a show, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it my all every time, you know. I showed up every time, and I thank God for those who were behind me, pushing me, you know, right before shows and right after shows when I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. But I did it. I did it, and all glory to God. Um, But I can honestly say that's when I knew, oh, I'm different.
Oh.
I am cut from a different cloth, because I'm at a place now where poetry is no longer just sitting in my notebook. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I don't get on open mics and get to just go for a hobby. It really is. I've made an artistic career out of this, and I'm still a whole lot to do. Whole lot of learning and growing and expansion to do and have. But I will say at that moment I knew that experiencing something as devastating as I did and still going on like I did, that resilience was rare, is still rare, and being dedicated to my art and being the woman and outside of being an artist, but being the woman I say I am, and still making shows, no matter how ugly or uncomfortable it was to perform during that time. I get it.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna jump out here to the audience right quick, and here's one question. It's actually two questions. I'm gonna tie them into all together. The first one is here: how did you develop your poetic voice and be confident in it?
Oh, people don't believe this. I still quiver at the sound of my own work sometimes. I still have those moments where I'm like, that's me. Um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and again, because many times we evolve and we don't even know that we've evolved, right?
Right.
And so somewhere in me, I think even as a grown woman, I still carried being that little girl with the speech impediment,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So being afraid to articulate my own thoughts, feeling like it just was something that was out of my league and I couldn't do. I always would read this verse, my early days in performing, out of the Bible. Was the story where um, about Moses, and where Moses tells God, he goes, but I am slow of tongue, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it was that carried me through for a very long time. And I realized that the same God that created Moses created me.
Wow.
And if Moses could do it, so could I, right?
Right. Right. Right.
And I realized that my creator does nothing on mistake. And if I've been given all the many platforms that I've been blessed to be on to speak, then maybe I got something to say after all, and that's enough to be confident in. And hearing the people who tell me after the shows, your words move me after conversations alone, like
Mm-hmm.
move me so much. And I'm like, you know what? If that if that's doing that, then I'm moving in purpose. And how could you not be confident when moving in purpose? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's another one. What drew you to resonance? What should guests take away from this experience? You know, after your performance at the Lagniappe.
Um, what drew me to resonance? Takaya Jones.
Kaya John.
Let me tell you, there has been a bit of a drought
Mm,
in Alexandria when it comes to the art community. Okay.
okay, that go that frankness coming out. Come on.
It's it's real. It has been a drought that has
Hmm.
taken place that we've all been suffering, and the last big thing that our city had to look forward to in the art community was Ignite the Mic Alexandria, presented by the great Sherry Gentle. And she ran that series for, I forgot exactly how many years. But after that, it was like, man, what we gonna do now?
Mm-hmm.
And so many artists have been in that space and feeling trapped in Alexandria. I speak for those artists because I have been one of those artists. And it affects so much of you, even mentally. And when Takaya, when Takaya came to me, I can honestly say one thing I know about this young lady is whatever she puts her hand in, it's bound to be magic and it's going to be innovative. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not putting her name on just anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I started to see, everything that everyone was thinking about and putting together, I was like, yeah, I will be there. What? And it's more so not so much of a spotlight moment for me, but Alexandria is still my home.
Right.
I grew up in Alexandria. My parents grew up. My mother grew up in Alexandria. My grandfather, the late Reverend Clarence DuPont Jr., Alexandria. It is my pleasure to come back and serve. So I see this experience as being just my way in giving back. I love it. And I'm excited about it. So I'll be frank with you. Forget me being there. Just recognize what the city of Alexandria will have. The experience is going to be grand. You're talking about something that's going on from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is shift work, okay?
Right. Yep.
It's more than me. It's everybody who's coming together, and that is embodying the Alexandria that I grew up in, where we came together and magic happened, and it's gonna happen on the 18th. And I just look forward to everybody coming and being a part of it and witnessing it, and also putting yourself in the place to serve as well. I'll be honest, I need to use this moment to say this. We complain so much about what doesn't take place in our city. And we get people who want to implement these beautiful projects in our city. We get hesitant. We don't know them so well, so we don't want to be a part of it, or we want to see first how it's gonna go and then jump on the bandwagon. Start now. Jump in now. If you are an artist, if you are an entrepreneur, if you have any type of small business, anything that you can give or donate, I encourage everyone. This is our city. Even if you are not a resident of Alexandria anymore, this is our home. And if we are not careful, our home is going to be a place we won't even recognize anymore. Right. So it is our time to come back home and come together and give what we can.
That's right. That is so right. And the real cool thing about, in my opinion, what the arts bring to the table is it brings so many diverse things, and they all are part of this thing called the arts. Look, we're gonna be cooking, we're gonna be spoken word, we're gonna be singing, we're gonna be doing, we're gonna do it all. It's gonna be like you got a buffet of arts.
Oh man, and people go to big cities for this stuff.
Yeah,
and we just don't realize like these things are happening right at home. So thank God for everybody.
Well, put it this way, it's happening right at home now with a group right at home. So we don't have to go very far to go check it out and that kind of thing.
We don't. There's no excuse now.
No excuse, none whatsoever. And you know, the other thing is, you know, the cool, you know, another thing that I see is that you guys are addressing a part of the arts. I mean, we have a arts program here, but when it comes to things that are unique to us, you know,
Mhm.
those things sometimes get overlooked. You know what I mean? And
Oh
so
yeah.
I'm so glad you guys are doing what you do, you know, so folk can actually come and see. Um, when you get on stage that night, what's gonna be that opening act where you just connect with the crowd right then and there? I want some heads up. So
It might sound something like, I got soul ties that begin as tongue ties. Heard my rhyme that one time, call every show my lunchtime, because I eat. It don't take me no 9 months to create these babies birth conceived by heartache covered in soul and saliva. No water birth, but curses broken. My generations of Sada Shakur, and within my mouth is all the freedom you dream to explore. So I guess this poet be mother after all. And I'm gonna stop right there, and you come for the rest.
I told you said I was gonna put you on the spot. You see, it didn't take very much to get it out of you at all tonight.
I like how you did that there.
Huh?
I like how you did that there.
What can, you know, what's your, you know, as an artist, and for those that, you know, who really want to get out there and come see, and for those of us who, you know, who participate in the arts and things of that nature, but you know, again, a lot of people don't know that they'll like it because we just don't have it going, you know, it just doesn't happen here. And so what do you think we're gonna what do you think we're gonna see with all of you coming from different disciplines coming into the room on the same stage basically and presenting what you know, what's your vision of that night?
My vision isn't even just for that night.
Mm-hmm.
It's for what's to come forth. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think that after this event takes place, I am hoping to see more events. I'm hoping that people come back home. You know, I'm hoping to see people remember that Alexandria is still the metropolitan of the area, right? And I'm really, really hoping that this event will inspire other people to know that there is a demand for us, for our art, for our voices, for our talents, for our culture, right there at home. And it can blossom. It can blossom, and you don't have to do the groundwork so much because the roots have already been planted, baby. Just get on the board. Get on board. So you want to reach out to everyone, everyone a part of this program. If you can reach out to anybody a part of this program afterwards, to go, hey, what can we do for the next? Then this event has not been in vain. So that's my vision.
So yeah, I hear you. So we have some Lynette says tell people why the arts are so important for us.
Let me tell you something. When COVID happened, there was this term going around called we labeled essential workers. Okay. We called people essential workers. And if you were an essential worker, you got paid. Okay. Unfortunately, a part of that list was not artists. But let me tell you, because the artists were not considered essential workers, we didn't have the platforms, or many of us had to use so many aids. Oh my God. Thank God for technology, but it just wasn't the same. But many of us did not have a platform to express that art. And if you go back, you can actually see the decline in mental health because there was no art. There wasn't much opportunity for artists. So it's bigger than people realize. Art is in everything. Art is in the classroom. I teach ELA, and every chance I get, I incorporate art because it's that is the driving force to living. You know, it's a part of everything. So the moment we take art out, we take out breathing.
You take out the heart.
Yeah.
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 Right. You know, I say, you know, I am through trade education, I'm a scientist. I'm on that side where you're talking about science, technology, engineering, mathematics, right? But one of the things that I have come to the conclusion long time ago that the arts are probably one of the biggest and strongest tools that we can use to reach people where there's been a disconnect. And I not only think that is a true statement, I think also that's one of the reasons sometimes I think we pull the arts away. And it is a way of control, because you can, you can get a group of kids in a classroom and you start talking about fractions and beats and you equate them together and you get a beautiful something and they get a full understanding of the fractions at that point in time. You can
Yes.
and it's the same thing. Is any of the sciencey stuff that you really want to deliver to them, you can put that on, in the IT world we called it on the wire. You can put that, that information on the arts and you can teach all kinds of things, you know what I mean? And so so it makes you it makes you wonder why sometimes we push back at the arts. And it might be part of a design. I don't know. I'm just me. I don't know.
It's again, like it's so sad, but yes, art is in everything, and I'm glad that you made that point, because again, children, when we're dealing with children, especially,
right,
it sounds correct, politically correct to just push out knowledge and they just become robotic and they just take it in and that's it. But I've learned that every child is not that way. So art is the way that we navigate through. Art is communication. I had to, leap testing is coming out. Shout out to all the kids and educators right now during this time. But I was talking to my students not long ago about like our different goals and what we want to see, right? And yes, ELA, woo woo. And our expectations for different things and scores, and we were just practicing, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it into a little song so y'all can get it. I was like 17, 38, 32, 25, 17, 38, 32, get out of here, and my class, they're like, oh yeah, Miss Franklin, yeah. And hey, they get a part of it and they love it and they're like, okay, yeah, I know these are the goals, these are the expectations that have to be met because I learned it. if not from anybody saying it, but from a song. So yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are. And that's why art is so important. It's in everything. You better put it in everything.
Right. And you talk about the COVID, during that epidemic, but then you also saw, we didn't have the formal things where we can go, but you saw all of the creative stuff people started doing. I mean, anytime you saw people singing on Zoom, and one was in Indianapolis, another one was somewhere else.
The DJs doing, oh man, it was great.
Right. And that coping mechanism, all of the, being isolated, but yet and still, what was the tool to not? And it was the art. It was the arts. It was cooking. I started looking at all kinds of cooking shows.
Yes.
My little boy, he and I was outside creating a rocket stove. So we're dealing with the culinary arts and all that kind of good stuff. But it was, people would. I mean, for Christmas, we were, family was zooming in from all different spots. And what were we doing? Singing, coming back together and all kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we do it sometimes and we don't even know that we're dependent on the arts. But again, I truly applaud what you guys are doing. And I think it's up to us to say, hey, enough is enough, and let's just bring them back in here, because this is the way we can reach this generation, and we just need to put some emphasis on it. So that's just my thoughts.
I love it. I love your thoughts.
So I'm on your side on that. And that's coming from a computer person. You know what I mean? But I'm on your side with this one.
Because we need each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. We do. Yeah. So for someone who haven't, and I want you to come away from just being spoken word, but I'm gonna ask this question for someone who has never experienced, different formal arts presentations before. What would you say to them tonight?
You ain't even living yet.
That's a powerful statement there. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. You at least one time, and I guarantee, even if you are not, a fan of spoken word, of visual arts, fine arts, whatever, I guarantee one thing about the arts is there's a home for everyone. Even if you never knew, there's a home built for you somewhere that you don't even know. And you won't know until you discover and actually experience events like this. Again, you ain't living yet.
All right. I have one last question that I'm going to get you to say anything that we forgot to talk about and you want to talk about it. But if someone is thinking about attending, what would you tell them about why they need to be there? Go ahead and be frank and tell them. I want to hear the frankness come out of you right now. I want to see that Asperger's come out of you right quick.
Oh, wow. Oh my. Well, I just said it. You're not even living yet. And my thing is not why you should, why not?
There you go.
Why not?
Right.
What
do you have to lose, right?
Things all the time. And it's just this event is going to expose you to things not just going on in Alexandria, but going on in the world, and you don't even know it. And I'm one of those people. I'm big on sacred experiences, right? I can remember when I first started trail riding. It was just something so fascinating about going down these dirt roads and going in these places in the middle of nowhere, driving for what seemed like ever to get to almost in the middle of nowhere. And you're like, where are we? And then when you get there, you hear the music and it's da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, where's that music coming from? And then all of a sudden you pull up and it's this whole experience and people are dancing and you see the horses and this was before all the ATVs and whatnot got involved and all that. You saw this sacred experience and you saw the black pot cook-offs and people actually Zydeco and knew how to Zydeco. They paid homage to the culture and they kept it going and it was like, oh my God, this is beautiful and you see it and they're dressed and it's a band out here and they just having fun and this is happening in the middle of nowhere and I never knew this was going on.
Right.
Oh my God, and it's something about when you experienced it that first time, especially people from Louisiana and people who are not used to these things. It was like, I gotta go again. I just want to watch.
Let me go again and make sure they did the same thing they did.
Yeah. It was like, oh my God. Like, and you had to, oh my gosh, like it was the whispers. Like it wasn't something that everybody just knew about. You knew if you knew. And if you knew, it was like a privilege to know. It felt like you were in this secret organization or something that nobody knew was going on. But it's like y'all having all this fun and nobody knows. And I think that this event is going to be something of the same sort. I'm hoping that everyone gets that same experience. I think everyone will get that same experience. Yes. Such a universal language, right? Yes. Shout out to Harlan. He's been working hard with the promo for this event. I see you. Yeah. But yes, I feel that people who have never encountered such an event of this magnitude, I think that that's going to be sort of the same feelings.
Oh, yeah.
So, not why not? Why not?
I tell you what, then you see, is that feeling that you get, and it being such a universal language. Just think about any package that you wanted to put on that link, that universal language, you can deliver it. And so that's why, again, in my opinion, the arts are feared as well. You know what I mean? So, when you can think about, any of it. It could become classical music to country, to hip hop, to reggae, whatever it is. You can put a message on it, and you can deliver it. You can deliver that message, and you don't even know that you've taken it. You went out there and had fun, and but you got the message. You know what I mean?
You got the message.
Got the assignment.
Yes. I'm hoping people get the message this week. Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, was it anything else that you want to say to the folk here back at home?
I just want to say I'm proud. I am really proud. I anticipate, again, more of this. This is a call to action to everybody. Like I said, for those of us who used to have a hand in the arts community. So if you're a part of, AEX Creatives, right? Shout out to my people. Of course, who else? Sankofa. Sankofa Cultural Collective. Shout out to them. Call the name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't. But if you were a part of my mentors show Rhythm and Rhymes, and before Shikandria took over it or whatever, all of us, if you have had a hand in any of this then it's time to come back. It's time to come back, and it's time for us to give a hand to the people who are trying to cultivate this thing again, because if not, we are going to die out, and we can't keep on complaining about a problem when solutions are presented to us. Right.
Right.
And I want any artist to know, and if anyone is interested in having more platforms to perform on, if I don't know, I'll send you to someone who does. But I am quite accessible to everybody, especially those people from home, youth from home. I am so Alexandria. Everywhere I go, I'm always talking about my town, right? And I take pride in it because I know what I come from. I know the beautiful people and beings and experiences I've had right there at home. And I can't wait for this next generation to be able to have that. But they're not going to have it if we don't actually come together and make those things happen from this event. And particularly my generation, 30 Club, it's time. 30 Club, 40, it's time. Grandparents, they going off. So what are we gonna do now? It's time for us to actually take back our city, and take back our children. And the only way we're gonna be able to do that is together. Also, I perform pretty much all this month. So if you do not, which I hope you are able to catch me on the 18th, if you are in Alexandria, it just shouldn't be no excuse why I don't see you at this event. At home, I am home. I don't stay home long, but when I'm home, I'm home. But if you cannot catch me there, I perform pretty much all this month. Come to Lafayette. Come see me. I think I have to go to Dallas soon. Come to Opelousas. On top of that, my show, Storytellers, will be on April 26th. That's a Sunday here in Opelousas. If you are interested in tickets for that, that's an all-white poetry event, most intimate poetry show you will ever come to. Also with music live. I'll have my live band as well, a part of that, and it's like Tiny Desk for Poets. But there'll be food and drinks by Amber Jordan, if you're familiar with Southern Flavors Mixology from Alexandria. So come out to that, and if you need tickets, my number is 318-730-1084. Again, that's 318-730-1084. And I just look forward to seeing everybody, and I love you all. So
yeah. Well, I tell you, the arts, in my opinion, is a missing link. In addition to that, I think you guys, as artists, you guys are the target as well, because they know you're the missing link. And so anything that can be done to keep the missing link away from the equation, that's what we're going to do. And so that's one of the reasons why we applaud what Resonance is doing here in Alexandria, because it's tying that together. And we got a lot of opportunity out there now, because we could be having things in every discipline. We're just getting off the ground floor, trying to give us a buffet style right now to figure out what it is that we like to eat. And once we can determine that, we can just jump off into it, and we can have the same thing going on for every discipline that there is out there. And then
yes, I totally agree.
Yeah. So and here was one last message right here from Harlan. He said, "Thanks, Jerrica, for you can read it there, pushing the movement."
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we definitely, Jay, we appreciate you joining us tonight to talk about Resonance and what all is getting ready to happen. We appreciate you for sharing your story, your personal story and your journey, and your voice with the community and all that kind of good stuff. Again, Resonance Cultural Arts Institute inaugural cultural arts show takes place on Saturday, April the 18th at the Lagniappe Theatre out on Highway 28 West. The doors are going to open up at 3 p.m. The show begins at 4 and it concludes somewhere around 9:10ish or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then there will be a link if Harlan hadn't put the link out there on the comments just yet, I will put the link out there where you can go out on Eventbrite and pick up the tickets and all that kind of good stuff. We also want to acknowledge the sponsors of this event, VLP Alliance, the Greater Alexandria Economic Development Authority, the New Orleans South Africa Connection, and 6 Feet Above. To our viewers out there, we want to thank you for continuing to support UrbanCast and for being a part of this growing community. A special thank you to our silver sponsor, Acadian Ambulance. Without you, we couldn't have these kind of community conversations here on this platform. And to our business partners out there, Sadler's Towing, Lungs Products, United Wrestling Entertainment, Nader International Market, the Threadhead Embroidery, Elegance Beauty Supply, and Old Mills Farm, which is just before this session, I was on with the ladies out at Old Mills Farm, and they got a farm where people can get away. I could just see one of these little women's or men's retreat and one of the arts getting out to the farm. Now, you talking about be cool, because it's cool as heck out there. You talked about going all the way back with the Zydeco down the road, down the corner, and then when you get the chickens, the cows, the horses, it's just some cool things that we can experience right here.
Yes.
In Alexandria. All we got to do is have a vision and put it together. With that said, I'm going to say good night to everybody, and I'm going to remind everybody again, there are some 500,000 voters that have been moved to the inactive voter registration list. You need to get out there and go check your voter registration status. The worst thing that can happen is you get ready to go cast your vote and you can't. I'm not saying who to go vote for. I'm just telling you, it's got a lot of people been put on that list. And I'm pretty sure it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So I suggest you go out there and check that. Again, I want to say good night to everyone, and we'll see you the next time. Jay, you have a happy Easter over there as well.
You as well. Bye-bye.
If you hang in there, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream.
Resonance presents an imaginative day of artist expression, April 18th, starting at 3 p.m. Enjoy Louisiana artists and musicians like Damon Batiste. This is a 21 and up event. General admission is $50 with tables available for purchase. Come experience the culture.
Hey, did you know Long's Products is a family-owned janitorial supply with mops, brooms, trash bags, and they even have food service disposables, carry-out plates, and to-goes? Check us out.